What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support, guys. Listen, I seen the story. Well, the story was sent to me by Beverly Thompson. Shout out, Miss Bev. And it's a bad case of child neglect, man, and just irresponsibility all around the board. For some reason, it seems like a lot of parents nowadays expect their children to know better and to know what they know at their age. Let me show you something. See this little baby up here? This story's out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Shout out Baton Rouge. This little baby right here, ladies and gentlemen, her name is Blessing Buckles. See these two people right here? One of these women, her name is Terica Scott, age 26. The other lady's Dinesha Yates, age 26. One of these is the mother of Blessing Buckles, who is no longer here, like I said. And the reason why she's no longer here, I want you to hear me clearly on this. This little girl was left in the house with 5 other children, ages 12 to 11 months. 8 children. 8 children. With the 12 and I guess 10-year-old boys being the oldest, left to watch these kids while they went to the casino and gambled. Always a recipe for disaster. Ladies and gentlemen, the 10 and 12-year-old boys beat this 3-year-old baby to death and badly injured a 4-year-old little girl that was there too, whether she was their sibling or cousin, because supposedly these are all cousins or brothers and sisters. Think about that. The irresponsibility. Man, take a look at this short video clip. We're going to come back and talk about this. I'm going to read you the article so you can get a fuller understanding of what's going on, but this is some sick shit. Look.
You may have just gotten this alert from the 9 News app. This mother and 2 boys are facing charges in the beating death of a 3-year-old girl. The East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office says 8 children ranging from 11 months to 12 years old were left alone in a home when emergency responders found a 3-year-old unresponsive. That child was rushed to the hospital with bruises and cuts and later died. Detectives say a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old are now charged with simple battery and second-degree murder. Now, the mother who you see here, her name is Terica Scott. She's also the aunt of one of the suspects too. She was also charged with desertion because she admitted, according to investigators, that she recently left the casino. Detectives say Scott also admitted that she knew about the suspect's violent behavior, leading to additional charges of principal to second-degree murder. The sheriff's office says another arrest is coming.
All right, guys, that's the short video article. I'm going to read you this news article that has a little bit more information about what happened and how negligent these people was, both as parents and family members. It says 2 cousins, just 10 and 12, have been charged with murder for allegedly beating a 3-year-old girl to death, while their parents and guardians left 8 kids home alone to go gambling. The 2 preteen boys, who have not been identified because of their ages, are accused of beating Blessing Buckles until she suffered a fatal brain bleed, with a 4-year-old girl also found badly beaten, according to WBRZ. A child called 911 on February 12th to report that Blessing was not breathing and no adults were home. With the deputies having knocked on the door because the young caller did not know the exact address in Baton Rouge, the reporter said. Blessing's mother, Dinesha Yates, soon arrived home with the 10-year-old's mother, Terica Scott, who is also the aunt of the 12-year-old suspect, admitting that they had left to go to a casino, according to court documents obtained by WAFB. They left 8 children home alone including an 11-month-old baby, the document said of the 26-year-old woman charged with principal to second-degree murder. The eldest was 12 years old as a murder suspect, even though he was known to be violent with the younger kids, according to charging documents cited by the outlets. Yates told cops that she and her kids had been staying with Scott for 2 weeks before the deadly beating. Scott said she knew her nephew had a history of violence against other children, and Yates said she had been seeing bruises on one of her daughters after she was left alone with the unidentified boy. But she ignored her child's pleas for help, charging documents said. Blessing was found unresponsive, suffering a brain bleed and bruising and cuts to her face and body, likely caused by blunt force trauma. She succumbed to her injuries on Valentine's Day. A case like this is devastating, East Baton Rouge Sheriff Sid Gautreaux said in a statement. My heart breaks for this child lost too soon, and I pray for the others involved. The two preteens have been charged with battery and second-degree murder and were booked in East Baton Rouge Juvenile Detention Center. Scott and Yates both were arrested on principal to simple battery and principal of second-degree murder charges. Both women also have previous criminal records. Yates was previously arrested for stealing $20 worth of clothes from Walmart. Lord have mercy. And for stealing an iPad, 2 guns, and business checks from a home, according to WBRC. She also reportedly threw a brick through the window of another woman's car in 2020 and is wanted on 2 active warrants for undisclosed cases in Baker, Louisiana. Scott, meanwhile, allegedly set a car on fire next to someone's home and was charged with murder in 2021 for allegedly shooting a woman to death, but was never indicted by a grand jury. Witnesses claim she tampered with security cameras to avoid detection, WBRZ previously reported. As of Monday afternoon, both Scott and Yates remained in the East Baton Rouge Parish Jail under a $40,000 bond each. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story of what happened to Ms. Blessing Buckles, 3 years old, beat to death by family. Now, it said something, if you was paying attention, that the 12-year-old had a violent history with children. I think he was the brother of Blessing Buckles, if I'm correct. The cousin was, just there. Now, they both knew that this kid whipped ass. He's a serial ass beater. Still left him in charge of the babies. 3 years old, 4 years old, and 11-month-old. How a 12-year-old boy gonna take care of an 11-month-old baby? And going to the casino takes time, especially if you're in there winning. Not a care in the world. Just left them. Here, you're gonna watch them. And I've seen this a lot of times when I was younger. House full of kids, no parents. They in there tearing each other up. Is it right? No, but it's a reality, and it's messed up. A lot of these young kids you see out here now with no respect for elderly, no respect for children, no respect for women, come out of households just like this. Violence. Nobody really putting a foot down. Parents wanting to still be young and live their lives no matter how many children they got. They said they beat this little girl down so bad, they beat her unconscious. A 10 and 12-year-old kid don't even know nothing about life, only just a bunch of pent up frustration. Could you imagine? A lot of times, some of you guys seen this. Parents leave. I'm going. I'll be back. Where you going? Don't tell you where. Don't ask me where I'm going. I'll be back. Frustrations building in these kids. Watch the babies. They probably crying. Of course, he's going out the door. He can't stop them. Bunch of noise. Set him off. Now, make no mistake, what they both did was messed up. But this could have been avoided. And this is just a bunch of gross negligence in parenting that we see all the time, and nobody wants to speak about it. They don't. They need to get Juggernaut Island ready. And I told you before, Juggernaut real, Juggernaut dangerous. These some fighting hoes. You saw them? Look at the crimes they are accused of. Seriously, these chicks is wild. The one Yates stealing $20 of clothes out of Walmart. I bet you they was for her. Wasn't for them kids. Stealing the iPad, 2 guns and business checks from a home. You breaking in houses? 26-year-old woman. Mother of how many? -1. You're sitting up here looking like a NBA young boy in the face. Jesus Christ. Man, there's some rough chicks. I'm some rough chicks for real. Them who you call on suicide missions. Said both of them had criminal record. Scott Buckwild set a car on fire next to somebody's house, then charged with murder, shooting a woman to death. Let that thing off on her. Lord have mercy. Never got indicted. Witnesses claim she tampered with security cameras to avoid detection. Juggernaut is self-destructive. And I guarantee you, if you came to these folks and tried to reason with them, you couldn't. There are some of us that are beyond repair out here. And I'm just telling you, there are some people you can put diamonds in their hands. They will look at it and throw it down. You can't fix fucked up. And you damn sure can't cure stupid. There's a lot of stupid asses out here. And this is Exhibit A right here. May this little girl rest in peace, man. It's like you have people sometimes that ruin their children. I don't even think them kids can come back from this. It's just in them. That guy right there is a future abuser. If some chain of events don't get that out of him, the 10-year-old too, 2 boys beat up a baby. Viciously, blunt force trauma to the face. Guarantee they live in an area where they see people getting jumped and beat on all the time, probably emulating what they see. And they killed this little girl, took her life. Think about that. You're beating a child until they stop screaming. Think about that. Children are happy. I talked about children having sparks in their eyes when you look at them. Not a care in the world. Only time they lose that fire that's in them is when they're pushed. Adult responsibilities or irresponsibilities are pushed on them to make them burden. You know, it burdens them and it gives them worry because they can't enjoy themselves like they should at a young age with no worries. Where the dads at? Of course. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.